everybody, welcome back to Book Club. It has been such a long time since I filmed a book club video. That's because I have been studying, doing all of my schoolwork, and I haven't had time to read. But recently I picked up one of the books that was on my bookshelf. It was actually in the orange section right there. It is called The Fixer-Upper by Mary Kay Andrews, and it looks like this. The reason was it was in the orange section because it had the orange there, and I thought, you know what? It matches perfectly with the orange section, so okay. Anyways, this book is about 420 pages long, in and around there, and it was decent. It's like a romantic novel. I thought it was pretty good, but I have read better romantic novels, I guess. That's a weird way of putting it. The storyline of this one, it was about a girl who worked in Georgia? No, Georgetown, something like that. One of like the big cities for like a law firm or something like that. And one of her bosses had a huge political scandal and she was tangled up in it too, because the way that the boss worked it was that she ended up paying for his naughty encounters through her company credit card, but she wasn't aware that these were naughty encounters at the time. She just thought they were like appointments for like a surfing lesson or something like that, and a massage therapy session, I guess, but apparently they weren't, and so she was wrapped up in this political scandal, and she escapes to her dad's house, and her dad has this idea for her to kind of put her life on hold for a little bit, let the scandal die down, and during that time she would go to this tiny little town, in like the middle of Texas, I believe, something like that. I cannot remember the dates. I read this like a week ago. But she goes there to go fix up, hence the name Fixer-Upper, one of her dad's ancestors' old house that was left in the will for him. And so what they're going to be doing is she's going to fix up the house, and they're going to split the resale funds or whatever they make back on it. So she goes and she arrives at this house, and there is a person living in this house who's not supposed to be there, and her name is Ella Kate, and she's a squatter essentially, but she took care of the girls. I think her name's Dempsey. Yeah, her name's Dempsey. Ella Kate took care of Dempsey's great uncle, who's the person who owned the house originally. So while Dempsey is at this house, she has to learn how to live with Ella Kate, who's not the most agreeable person, and she has to basically work around her as she was completing all the rooms and completing all the tasks. Now, the part where it gets really heated, I guess, in this book is when she kind of has a relationship with one of the people who are in charge of the estate and the legal matters with that. She falls in love with, or in like a relationship with, the lawyer's son, who is also a lawyer but runs the local newspaper. And so he kind of helps her fix up the house and everything. And when some reporters from the big city where she was working come to find her at this house and try to interview her so that she's on like the front page of the newspaper, that's when her life gets kind of all crazy, because then people finally realize that she is off doing something and she is trying to rebuild her life, but then they kind of tear that down. Anyways, she ends up working with the FBI or one of those CIA agencies, and they eventually catch the political guy that she was working for, and as well as one of the senators or something like that, the guy he was getting the massage therapy thing with. So yeah, so everything turns out fine in the end, and instead of going back to the big city, she decides to stay in the little town that she is in, because part of the FBI arrangement is that she said she wanted $400,000 to cooperate with her old boss, and so when they end up meeting and she's wearing like a bug, he brings the money, and the FBI agents at the very end don't want the money back, or they say, money? What money? And so she gets to keep it. So in other words, she gets to pay her dad back for his portion or share of the house that they would have split, and then she has a nice little living to live there for the rest of her life if she wants to. So that is this book. Thank you very much for watching. I have no idea when I'm going to be doing another book club. Probably not in the next month or so, because I have exams, because school ends in about a week or so, and then I have an entire month of exams, but there's only 5 of them. They're just spread out over the course of like 12, 14, something like that days. And then after that I'm going on vacation with my family, so I will eventually read another book. I did go to the big bookstore where I got the huge box of books and I got a whole bunch. That video will be uploaded sometime this week, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Bye!